Water is nice, cools your brow on a summer day. Water is sweet, out of canyon will show the way. Oh, oh, water is life. The world would wither without oceans blue. Water is spring. Take a drink and be born anew. What I really want is fire. What I really need is fire. What I really want is fire. What I really need is fire. Wind is a kiss, flustered faces in the autumn air. Wind is a guide. Out of stillness you can find yourself. Wind is a song. A summer storm will whistle all night long. Wind is a cry, uprooting earth and making forests strong. But what I really want is fire. What I really need is fire. What I really want is fire. What I really need is fire. There's a time to sit in silence by a mountain stream. There's a time to rise above my daily desire. There's a time when life is more than a private dream. Oh, it's time for fire. What I really want is fire. What I really need is fire. What I really want is fire. What I really need is fire. Fire to smolder in my soul. Fire to make me lose control. Fire to burn my last regret. Fire to do what I don't dare yet. Fire to put out a clue. Fire to tear my past in two. Fire to dive into the deep. Fire to wake me from my sleep. What I really want is fire. What I really need is fire. What I really want is fire. What I really need is fire.
Good morning, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Community Church. I am happy to be your lay leader today. Our church building is out on Shaver Road. It's the little church with the rainbow flag and the Black Lives Matter banner, because we believe that love is love, and it's our responsibility to help dismantle white supremacy and build a beloved community to which we all can belong. I am Miriam Epskamp, and I'm the Director of Religious Education for Children and Youth. And today is Religious Education Sunday, the day that we celebrate our children, that we thank our volunteers, and we honor the transition of some of our young people as they begin their journey as adults. Empowering our children to speak their truths, about their spiritual journeys and their religious experiences is one of the goals of our religious education program at the Unitarian Universalist Community Church. So to that end, the kids played a big part in planning today's service. I am just your host. It's a little bit more complicated than what we usually planned, and there's bound to be technical difficulties, but I hope you will bear with us and listen deeply to what your children want to share with you. We will start by lighting the chalice, the symbol of our free religious faith, with help from words from the Unitarian Universalist minister Doug Taylor, and a film created by Grayson, a member of our youth group. We light this chalice for the light of truth, the warmth of love, the power of peace, and for luck.
We fought the injustice, sang the songs, spoke for truth, and built something lasting.
We have carried the flame across the generations.
We join in the line and we carry the flame forward.
Across the generations, we are tending the flame.
Hand in hand, we share in the work of fighting an injustice, singing the songs, and speaking the truth.
We are here to build something lasting.
We join in the line and we carry the flame forward.
Across the generations, we have been nourished by this flame.
We are singing new songs, breaking old barriers, and sharing in the work.
As we find our own space in what has been, we are here to make space for the next person as well.
We join in the line and we carry the flame forward.
Across the generations, this flame comes to us.
We are here for the songs, for the justice, for the community sharing the work.
We are here now to build something new and lasting. We are ready for a new day together.
We join in the line and carry the flame forward.
We will now center our hearts and minds with a meditation based on the words from Melissa Dorme and chosen by our youth group member, Emma.
Yes. Gently close your eyes and softly say, I am still. Notice your body, relax and let it relax. Imagine now a small sparkle somewhere deep inside your heart. This small sparkle begins to glow brighter now, and you feel it reaching up and expanding out. The glow becomes brighter and brighter, filling up your chest. You feel the warmth spreading out, getting bigger and brighter, glowing from your head all the way down to your toes. Feel your whole body glowing like a radiant star. This wonderful light is your light, your shining light, your personal brightness. It is all the love in your heart. It is the sum of your endless possibilities. Shine your light wherever you go. Sharing your light makes you happy. Shining your light makes others happy. When you shine your light, it lets others know it is okay for them to shine their light too. When we all do this, it makes the world a more beautiful, peaceful place. As you open your eyes, remember your inner sparkle and shine your light wherever you go.
It was important for our kids for this service to include something fun and interactive. If we were meeting in our building, we would have had an icebreaker that allowed us to talk and share things. But virtual church is making that a little bit difficult. but we still wanted to do it because we think it's important to have fun and play games with each other. This is how groups learn to communicate more clearly, to collaborate more effectively. It makes deeper connections. So we've turned to technology to help us have a fun and interactive experience. And I hope that you will be willing to play along. Today, we are going to make some collaborative art, a word cloud. You've probably seen them before. They have words in different sizes and shapes and colors arranged in different patterns. You are going to provide us with the words, and the computer will provide us with the art. To do this, I need you to find another way to connect to the internet, either with a phone or a tablet, or open another tab on whatever device you're looking at me from. And I want you to go to the website www.menti.com. When you get there to that website, there'll be a little box where you enter a code and a blue submit button. After I give you the code and you hit submit, it'll open up another page where there'll be a question. And the question is, what are you grateful for? There'll be 3 boxes below that, and you can answer up to 3 different things that you're grateful for. We're looking for short 1-word or 2-word answers because we want to build a word cloud. And as people start submitting their answers, the word cloud will build on the screen. So if you've gotten your device and you're at the website www.menti.com, M-E-N-T-I, we'll give it a try. Okay, you should be able to see the code on the top of the screen. You're going to put in 787371, and then the question should come up and you should start to be able to put in your words. Nick, can you give us some music while we create a word cloud? It's amazing to see some of the things that we are grateful for: family and love, sunshine and friends, community. The bigger the word is in the word cloud, the more people who added that as things that they are grateful for. Sunshine, kindness, pistachios for the depth within, munchies, tamales, nice weather, acceptance, UUC kids, chocolate, Key and Peele, creativity, nature, daughters, internet, jobs. All right, now it should tell you on the screen to wait for the presenter to show the next slide. So I'm going to do, oh, we're still getting some answers here. Rainbows and magic, pets. Because I have another question for you, and we're going to make another word cloud. This one's a little bit more difficult. The question is, in what do you believe? So that should have come up on your screen now, and you can answer that question. In what do you believe? Our word cloud continues to grow. We believe in love and compassion, kindness, goodness, community, Harry Potter, forgiveness, creativity, friendship. We are stardust, mystery, dessert, my dog's love, a better future, people, humanity. Thank you for your willingness to share and play along. That was fun, and it was interesting to see what we came up with. Sharing what's in our hearts is kind of the theme of today's service. As we were preparing for it, the kids have been thinking about their guiding principles, both from a personal standpoint and from the guiding principles of this community. In preparation for today's service, I asked them to consider 3 questions. What is a church? What is its purpose? Why are we here? So the kids thought the best way to get you thinking about that is with a story. So settle down in your seats, and I will grab a book and I will tell you a story. It is called A Lamp in Every Corner, and it's inspired by a story by Janine K. Grossemeyer. Once upon a time in Transylvania, there was a little village nestled in a green valley and surrounded by beautiful beech forests. Now, all the people in this village were Unitarians. And that may sound rather unlikely, but actually, Universalism got its start as organized religion in Transylvania. So all the people in this village were Unitarians, but they didn't have a church. And they decided they would really like to build one up on a hill so it could look over the village like a mother looking over a sleeping child. Everybody wanted to help. The stone cutters and the masons, the woodcutters and the carpenters, they all worked together to make a beautiful little church. And when it was almost done, everyone in the village came with brightly colored paints, and they spent the day decorating around the windows and the doors and the walls. When they were done, they decided they would all go home and have supper and return in the evening to sing songs, to give thanks, and to pray. So everyone went home except for one little girl and her father. They had brought a picnic. After they were done eating, they went inside the church to look one more time. "This is a beautiful church," said the little girl. "Oh, yes," said the father. She twirled around and looked at the flowers and the trees and the hearts that decorated the walls. And then she gave a little gasp. "Oh no!" "What's wrong?" asked the father. "There are no lamps in this church. It is going to be so dark when everyone returns this evening." "Oh no," said the father. "You wait and see." So they went outside and they sat on the grass in the hill and they waited. And soon the people from the village started to come out of their houses and head up the hill to the little church. And each family carried a glowing lamp to light their way. "You see," said the father, "the light of the church comes from its people." And so it was. Everyone brought their lamps into the church and hung it on lampstands at the end of each pew, and soon the church was aglow with light in every corner. So the people sang songs and they gave thanks and they prayed. And when the service was over, they took their lamps and used them to guide their way home. As a little girl and her family headed down the hill, she turned to her mother and said, "Father says that the light of the church comes from its people, but it seems to me that the people take their light from the church too, and they take it home." "That is true," said the mother, "little one. Even when we are not inside our church building, even when our lamps are not lit, we carry the light of truth and the flame of love in our hearts. We carry the flame all the time, and we share it with others, and it helps us guide the way." The end. So what is a church? What is its purpose? Why are we here? I now invite Grayson and Nick, members of our youth group, to share what the kids thought the answers to these questions should be.
This church is a community of people who care about you no matter who you are, what you look like, or who you love.
This church is a place where you can have fun, you can share your thoughts, and you can be part of something bigger.
This church is a home where you can feel comfortable and accepted like you belong.
This church is family.
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, so it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride if I have things you need to borrow, for no one can fill those of your needs that you won't let your lead on me. When you're not strong, I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Just call on a brother when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on, 'cause I might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on me. When you're not strong, I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, so it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on.
So what is a church? What is its purpose? What are we here for? If you ask me, this place is a place of acceptance and belonging, where we help each other nurture the flame within, where we encourage each other to shine our light in the world, where we lean on each other to help our flame from growing dim. I'd like to take a moment to thank some of the people that I have leaned on this year, our religious education volunteers. They are the people who have helped out in the nursery, who have chaperoned sleepovers and youth conferences, who have shared their time and their wisdom in our religious education classes. Since we've started Zoom RE, we use this little jar to keep track of our joys each week. And the kids decided that this would be a good way for us to recognize our volunteers, because they are our joy. So I'll say their names and drop something into the jar for them, like we do during RE. Thank you, Beverly Foltz, Denise Saunier, Pat Pure, Kimberly Ridley, Steve Tasco, Mary Roscoe, Darby Fetzer, Joe Calmy, Peg Clausing, Eric Nelson, and Regina Nelson. Thank you for your love and support. We're going to send each of you a candle so you can remember that the light you give to our church and that you receive from our community. We are a family. And as with all families, we take time to honor the passages in each other's lives. We honor the beginnings and the endings and the transitions. And this June marks an important turning for two of our young people who are graduating from high school, and they're moving out of our religious education program and beginning on a journey as adult Unitarian Universalists. To help prepare our children for this moment, we have a program that we call Coming of Age. The kids are paired with an adult mentor that they have chosen from the congregation, and they sit down to engage in some guided conversations to think about their values and beliefs. At the end of the process, the kids are invited to write a "This I Believe" statement and share it with the congregation. Now, we understand this is an immense undertaking to spend time in self-reflection and self-examination, to put words to your beliefs and then write them down, and then to share them with the group. We are extremely proud of our coming of age participants, Matthew Nelson and David Brozovich. I had the pleasure of being David's mentor this year. We live in the same neighborhood in Kalamazoo, and I have known him since he was a very small boy. But it has been a gift to be able to get to know the grown-up David. I enjoyed all of our conversations, but my favorite was probably the day that we wandered around the neighborhood in the rain and talked about the people and the places and the experiences that have shaped our spiritual lives. It was in this conversation that I learned of David's admiration for LeBron James and David's belief in the importance of working hard to succeed in this world with a larger goal of using that success to make a difference in the world. I learned about his experiences in the marching band at Loy Norriks High School and the way that he worked his way up through the ranks to become co-drum major his senior year of high school. David considers the time that he spent in marching band, helping them to get outstanding marks during marching band competitions, to be some of the best experiences in his life. He learned a lot about leadership and collaboration from being in marching band, and I'm sure those experiences are going to serve him well as he goes through life. David is planning to attend KVCC in the fall, but he hopes that his marching band days are not over. He's considering music education as a possible career choice. I have been impressed by the honesty, the willingness to be vulnerable, and the trust that David placed in me. I was impressed by the way that he articulated what it means to be a good person and what it is to live a good life. David, it was an honor to spend time with you. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and your ideas with me.
Hi, I'm David Brozovich. I'm 18 and I have recently finished all my credits to graduate from Loy Norriks High School. I've been attending UUCC my entire life. The church has been a great community to be a part of. I have lots of great experiences at the church, ranging from getting to talk to people, doing sleepovers, and eating food after the service, which is always excellent. Miriam has been a fantastic mentor to work with during this coming of age program, and has been a pleasure to work with. She is very easy to talk to. We have had interesting discussions about spirituality, and I could not be more grateful for the work that she has done both as mentor and RE director. This program has helped me develop my I believe statement, which is that I believe that we are to be accepting of all people regardless of background or any defining factors. We are to be caring, kind, and to be a good person in the world. Thanks to Miriam, G, and Joe for being great to work with during this process, especially given the circumstances that we find ourselves in today. Thank you to Betty Lee Ongley for always being there for me with a smile and a "How are you, David?" And thank you to the community as a whole for being caring, kind, and accepting.
Good morning. My name is Joe Calmy, and it's my pleasure to introduce Matthew Nelson. It was my honor to work with Matthew during his Coming of Age program here at UUCC. Matthew, along with David, have the special distinction of having been born to a UUCC family and raised in a religious education program their whole lives. This is a milestone not only for Matthew and David, but also for UUCC. Not being a regular teacher in our RE program, it was through our monthly Coming of Age meetings that I've gotten to know Matthew. As we are both introverted by nature, this was a slow process. However, in the end, I feel I have learned to respect much about Matthew and his character. Matthew is interested in religion as a guide. I was impressed by the depth of his thought process during our conversations about Unitarian Universalism. There were two exercises in the program that gave me the most insight into Matthew. The first was a continuum exercise where we were given statements and then noted our position on a continuum from strongly agree to strongly disagree. Matthew seldom chose the middle of the road. He was typically at one end or the other, but his position was based on logic and demonstrated strong beliefs. The second exercise was a values profile. Here, Matthew valued concern for others and the environment, the importance of belonging, personal responsibility, and achievement. Since my value profile is very similar to this, it's obvious that Matthew is a great person. Matthew is driven by critical thinking and logic. He has strong convictions regarding the acceptance of everyone and the traits that make people unique. He feels deeply about the importance of human rights and has participated in several international trips focused on peace and international culture. Matthew is graduating from Loyal Norrics High School. Matthew will be attending Kalamazoo College in the fall. Currently, Matthew is curious about just about everything, including history and literature. However, his focus will be in the hard sciences of physics and chemistry. Matthew has not yet decided on a career path, but will explore a variety of disciplines before deciding what suits him best. I have no doubt of Matthew's future success. Please join me in congratulating Matthew Nelson.
Hi, I'm Matthew. I go to Unitarian Universalist Community Church, and I am graduating from Loyal Norrics High School. I'm planning to attend Kalamazoo College to major in either physics or chemistry. And these past few months, I've been participating in a coming-of-age program, and here are some of my thoughts about it. Throughout the coming-of-age process, I got the opportunity to reflect on my beliefs. By reflecting on my beliefs, I was able to become more confident in what I believe in. Also, the coming-of-age process, I could consider my beliefs. Like, I could reflect on, do I have these beliefs because this is really what I think? Or is it just me trying to be part of a group and trying to fit in with the other people of the group, and I could see if it lined up with my values or not. So it helped me think for myself and be more of an individual, and created a speech about my beliefs, this I believe statement, and I hope you enjoy. My this I believe statement is as follows. I believe that the trait of curiosity can lead to a more compassionate society. Despite stories of eldritch horrors, where our desire to explore the unknown causes dark, wicked, and downright otherworldly discoveries that should have never been uncovered to be made, or Promethean stories that follow a lone mad genius with a desire to find the truth, eventually end up trying to become God, and in the end, experience the terrible consequences of their creations, I believe that curiosity allows people to become more open and more empathetic. I believe that curiosity is a necessary precursor to creativity and innovation. I believe that letting curiosity guide us to truth will allow us to do what's best for ourselves and our planet. And I believe that curiosity is what makes us human. In my life, I've always enjoyed problem solving. Even in elementary school, I made math my main focus and complemented it with riddles and logic puzzles. In high school, when given the opportunity, I would try out more advanced problems in order to challenge myself. I found figuring out the answers to these problems on my own to be extremely satisfying and rewarding. Reflecting back, the process of completing challenging problems taught me perseverance and the ability to think abstractly. I believe that my experience in problem solving improved my self-efficacy. By solving problems, I realized that I was able to learn anything as long as I was disciplined and focused. This realization made me more confident in my ability to take in new things. Due to my curiosity and desire to improve, I was inclined to broaden my horizons and build up skills in areas that I struggled in. I believe that those who carry a deep faith in themselves and their abilities will achieve greatness. In my life, I try to broaden my horizons by exploring things I have an interest in. For example, throughout my life, I've tried multiple different instruments. At first, I wanted to learn piano. Later on, I picked up guitar. And eventually I moved on to tenor saxophone and drums. And finally I decided on bass clarinet. As a result, I learned to be disciplined. And later on, I was able to feel more pride and confidence due to my ability and achievement. Another way I was able to broaden my horizons was by exploring different countries. Doing this led me to gaining a new perspective on life. Being in those countries allowed me to reflect on what I have and gave me a perspective on what's important in life. I came away from the experiences with a greater feeling of empathy to those who are less fortunate, and I felt more grateful for what I have and more humble for what I've accomplished. Overall, I believe trying new things allows an individual to have a more complete understanding of themselves and the world. The process of exploring the world requires an individual to keep an open mind if they plan to get something out of it. A similar approach is taking the scientific experimentation. The approach to which I'm referring to is called the scientific attitude. In recent years, I have become increasingly interested in science. Seeing all the progress made through the application of the scientific method and the three traits that characterize the scientific attitude, curiosity, humility, and skepticism, was really inspiring to me. Someday I hope to embody these traits in order to improve society and better understand the world. I believe the scientific attitude is a great way to look at the world and leaves one open to new ideas while also giving a clear and defined path to determine the truth. I believe everyone has curiosity, although I believe that curiosity can be best expressed if an individual feels welcome, has self-efficacy, and is encouraged to explore their interests. If an individual is turned away from the community for not being dedicated enough, it will kill their curiosity and turn them away from learning more. If an individual is told by society that their curiosity is wrong or dangerous, there's a chance that they will become obsessed with it. Even if someone has an unhealthy curiosity, isolating and shaming them will only lead to it becoming an antisocial obsession, and becoming an even bigger problem down the line. I believe that if someone has an unhealthy curiosity, it's best for that person to be able to get help rather than be abandoned by society and forced to overcome their issues alone. I believe that you must express humility in order to change the mind of someone who has been misled or has come to a different conclusion. For example, if you don't come into a debate with the willingness to change your mind if your point is proven wrong, then it's unlikely you'll convince the opposition to agree. In any situation, you must be willing to change your mind if the evidence makes a new conclusion more likely. I believe that in order to convince people to join your side, humility is absolutely necessary, and in a scientific setting, a lack of humility will make it impossible to find the truth. I believe that in the search for truth, you must use skepticism to determine what is and isn't reflected of reality. If you can't sort between fact and fiction, there's no way you can find the truth. I believe that you must determine the truth for yourself and to not let anyone else decide it for you. In order to make that possible, though, an individual must be skeptical and use the ability to think critically to recognize the ways in which information can be misrepresented. Taken as a whole, the scientific attitude is necessary for the truth, to search for the truth, because it means knowing that you don't have all the answers, searching for the answers, and being able to determine whether or not the information or ideas being presented are representative of reality. Due to the fact that many people in our society allow bias to cloud their judgment and would rather deny the facts than see change, rationality and a genuine search for the truth are an invaluable aid for improving life for everyone on this planet. It's better to make people aware of reality and the issues of their thought process and allow them to come to their own conclusions than to try to force a whole new worldview on them. I'm reminded that because I believed in myself, I was open to new experiences. And I believe teaching people to come to their own conclusions through rational decision making will make them more open to change and more understanding of others in their search for the truth. Thank you. Moving on from my speech, I'd like to I felt like the sleepovers helped me build a sense of community with the other kids, and they were a lot of fun, and yeah, it's the time we spent together was very enjoyable, and we got to know each other better. And some of the activities we did, for example, like the Covenant taught us how to like think about like the future, and like where like plan out like how we plan to like spend our time, and like how we plan to like live together in a peaceful way. And it just like taught us like how to like respect one another, and like how to like, I guess, like participate in like all our activities in the most productive and peaceful way. And I also enjoyed playing Jeopardy. It really allowed me to, I guess, learn more about our church and our religion, other religions, and yeah, it was a great way to learn, and it was also very fun. I also enjoyed having the baby ducks. It was fun, I guess, and like I don't know, it just like made me feel happy and made me care more about our planet, and yeah, I just felt like it was very meaningful. And lastly, I would like to thank the people who helped out during RE. I would like to thank Jaquise for bringing in guest speakers and giving us support with improving our space down there. I would like to thank Miriam for like planning out all those activities and sleepovers, and also like helping us learn about religion. Betty Lee for greeting me, and Joe Colmy for discussing with me for coming of age, and yeah, helping me discover who I am, and G for listening to my feedback about coming of age and about our church. Thank you.
So good morning. I'm Reverend G, and I am sitting here in absolute awe and a just wow, listening to these young men, and I can't help it but think that a better world is coming. It is coming because of them. Did you listen to these speeches? Nick wrote in the messages that these kids are woke, and by golly, they are woke, and this is our hope for the future, and this is our promise for our future. So David and Matthew, I bow to you both. And you know, people might tell you that this is the moment when you step into adulthood, and going forward, you need to do this, that, and the other. What you need to do, you already know. Your life has begun, 18 years ago, and you've spent these 18 years growing yourselves, adding to yourselves, and allowing and growing that into yourself. That makes you better, a more compassionate, a unique human being that is the light and the hope of our future. So here's one thing that I would like to just to tell you, that if you ever find yourself in life asking someone else what you should do, just remember that you are asking someone to give you directions to where they have never been. Where you need to know, where you need to go is inside you, and trust that knowing. You are so unique, and that knowing is already inside you, and all you've got to do is trust it. And if you lose confidence in trusting that knowing, and you step onto my path or his path or her path, wake up and find your way back to your path. And your path is perfect. And only you can walk it. But what am I saying? You already know that. You just told us you already know that. So thank you for being our light. Thank you for being our hope. And thank you for having the courage and the wisdom and to be woke enough to know to walk your own path. I love you. I can't help it. I'd be crazy not to. And my gratitude will follow you. So now we are going to pretend that we're passing the light on to you. But guys, you are already the light. We're going to do this anyway. So take it as a gift. Allow it to see it as a gesture of kindness, of love, of humbleness, Matthew. We do this with maximum humility. Maximum humility. So, to the parents of David, are you ready to pass the light of truth, the warmth of love, and the fire of commitment to David? If so, say we are.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Yes, we
Am
are.
I?
No, we
All
are.
All right.
We are.
So, yes, thank you for passing the chalice to David. David, will you receive the light and the beautiful burden of truth seeking it stands for? Do you promise to keep it going strong? And if it should ever flicker or go out, do you promise to forgive yourself and rekindle the flame? If so, say, I will.
I will.
Thank you. Now to the parents of Matthew. Are you ready to pass the light of truth, the warmth of love, and the fire of commitment to David? If so, say we are.
We are.
Now, Matthew, will you receive the light and the beautiful burden of truth seeking it stands for? Do you promise to keep it going strong? And if it should ever flicker or go out, do you promise to forgive yourself and rekindle the flame? If so, say, I will.
I will.
Thank you.
Now we ask you to put those chalices down because we have something else to pass to you. David and Matthew, we cherish the perspectives you have brought to this congregation and the experiences that we have shared together. You are each a blessing to this community, and we rejoice now that you are crossing the bridge into adulthood. We are honored to be part of your life and part of your spiritual journey. As is the tradition at UUCC, we will now present to you a walking stick that was made by some of the people who shared the journey with you. This walking stick is meant to represent this church community and your Unitarian Universalist faith. But it is not a parting gift. This is not an ending. This is a new beginning. So Regina and Eric, can you pass the walking stick to Matthew? Matthew, hold this walking stick in your hands and know that wherever you journey, you are carrying our love with you. The path may not always be smooth. There may be hills to climb and obstacles to overcome. Will you keep this walking stick to remind you that we will always be here for you to lean on?
Yes, of course.
Kevin and Tammy, can you pass the walking stick to David? David, will you hold this walking stick in your hand and know wherever the journey takes you, you carry our love with you. Your path will not always be smooth. There will be hills and obstacles to overcome. Will you keep this walking stick as a reminder that we will always be here for you to lean on?
Yes.
So if we were together in our church building right now, we would all hold hands and gather around you in a circle so you could feel our love and support. You will just have to trust that it's coming to you through the Wi-Fi. I leave you with a blessing. Go boldly in the direction of your dreams. Speak your truth with confidence. Love with all your heart. And share your light with the world. May it be so. Now let us end our time together with the closing words from Kelly Wiseman Aspreth Jackson that was chosen for us by youth group member Amanda.
We extinguish this chalice, but not the light of truth, the warmth of love, the power of peace or of love. These we carry in our hearts until we meet again. And now I send you out to share your light with the world. May its promise and complexity set your mind ablaze. May you hold fast to the lesson you have learned here. May you question everything. And when you change the world and the world has changed you, you may return again to this place and share what you have learned with us.